Hello, Chief Moir. You mentioned when we met that you have a constant stream of people coming in your office, that you're there very early in the morning until late at night, and all kinds of different people from the community with different challenges are coming in to see you. And as you were saying this, I thought a lot about the challenges of caregivers of needing to be present for all of these different demands and yet very easily getting burned out. If you're not able to reset, you carry these things with you, and eventually you get into a kind of empathy exhaustion where your ability to connect can get depleted. So this practice is really for that. The idea is that it helps us notice the difference between really feeling someone else's pain versus cultivating a deliberately warm feeling of caring. And those are two different things, which I'll make more explicit in the actual meditation itself.
Okay, so we can start by closing our eyes, taking a few deep breaths as you begin. With every inhale, stretching up the spine, finding this alert composure. And with every exhale, exhale is the downward motion, so relaxing into the body, softening the forehead and eyes, softening the jaw. As you breathe out again, you can kind of soften the throat, open the throat, soften the shoulders, the hands are loose on the lap. And right at the start, we're kind of looking to establish this sense of inner composure, of lightness in the way we sit and the way we hold our experience. So the idea of this meditation is to explore the contrasting conditions of empathic overwhelm on the one hand, or empathy and resonance on the one hand, versus compassion on the other. One is more passive. It's sort of something we involuntarily move into when we're faced with someone else's suffering, and the other is more active. So the way to notice the difference is to actually try to prime us at the beginning with a little bit of that empathy quality. So we're going to do a visualization. So bring to mind somebody you know who's suffering right now. You probably don't want to go to the most heavy example you can think of, at least not the first few times you do this practice. So maybe it's a heartbroken friend or someone you know is having a hard time. And if no one comes to mind, you can choose a generic example, like a hurt animal, say. Or you can choose an example from current affairs. There's a depressing number of these. Whatever the case, bring this person, this being's suffering into your mind, and for a minute, really empathize with them. See if you can begin to get a taste of what it might be like to be them. The heartbreak, the pain, the loneliness, whatever it is. Of course, this is probably going to be pretty subtle, more in your imagination, but it's okay. We're just trying to generate a bit of a contrast. So explore this just for a minute. Just beginning to get even the subtlest feeling for that suffering of the other person. Of course, in real life, as we're walking around, this might be more vivid. You see someone hurt on the street, or someone you know is really suffering, and you can really feel it then. This is a kind of artificial situation, doing it in a meditation. But again, we're just trying to generate a contrast. Okay, so you can let go of that. And now we're going to move into the compassion piece. The idea is very simple. You just want to try to connect to your own aspiration for the suffering and the hurt of this person to end. To help with this, you can use a little phrase if you want, something like, may you be well, or may you know peace, or I wish you relief from this pain, some sentence that works for you. And just kind of repeat it. May you be well. And the idea is that you're just trying to connect to a feeling of wanting this person's suffering to end. So you're no longer like really feeling their pain and resonating with it. Rather, you're overriding that response, and you're sending it a warm sense of caring to this person. May you be well, or may you feel peace, or may your suffering end. Whatever feels right to you, whatever doesn't feel phony. So just feel what you feel as you do this. It does not have to be sentimental and emotional. A lot of people, their expression of caring is much calmer. Just seeing what's true for you, saying your words, feeling what you feel. And it's a concentration exercise, so it means that when the feeling ebbs, you reestablish it. Just saying whatever words work for you. Okay, good. And we're deliberately exploring the contrast between pure empathy on the one hand and this more active form of caring. I think part of why the compassion piece works is that it is active. It feels like we're doing something. We're not just sort of passively standing by. So finding this active quality of wishing well for someone. Just exploring it for one more minute. Good. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Remembering this is both an exploration and it's a training. The idea is that the more you repeat this, the easier it gets to create this feeling of sending out your care. And then noticing for yourself, was there a difference between those two conditions? Maybe it was super subtle, they're very similar. Or maybe there was an active difference that you could notice. A difference between just more passively resonating with what's going on with somebody, feeling it in that empathetic way, versus more actively creating a feeling of compassion, of wanting the best. So super useful to begin to make that distinction in life. Another technique to add to the meditative tool belt.